Domain is the set of inputs, which are the x. Range is the set of outputs, which are the y's. In this set, the domains are 4, 3, and 1, while the range are 2 and 4. In this, there is no need to repeat numbers. In codomain, this is the set of all possible outputs. It does not need its inputs. In this set, the domains are 4, 3, and 1. The range is 2 and 4, while the codomain is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10.
There are three classes of functions. The first class of function is the injective. This is where a range is greater than the domain. The second class of function is the subjective. This is where the domain is greater than the range. The third class is the bijective. This is where the range and domain is equal.
There is also another way to figure out if it is a function or relation. This method is called the vertical line test. The vertical line test can be used to determine whether a graph represents a function. If we can draw any vertical line that intersects a graph, or more than once, then the graph does not define a function because a function has only one output value for each input value.
There are 4 operations of functions. We can add, subtract, multiply, and divide functions. In sum of functions, the formula is f plus g of x equals f of x plus g of x. We add all the terms and combine them. Same goes for the difference of functions. The process is the same thing, but you subtract the like terms. Meanwhile, in the product of functions, you may multiply by using the FOIL method at some situations. You multiply both first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and the last terms. In quotient of functions, the same thing happens in the function, but it is divided.
Functions are essential to recognizing the variety of input and output correlations in the real world and our daily life. For example, the length of a person's shadow along the floor is a function of their height. Another situation is when the amount of money you have is a function of the time spent earning it. You may not notice it, but functions are happening anytime and anywhere.
Now we move towards piecewise functions. A piecewise function or a hybrid function is a combination of one or more functions. All numbers less than 2 will use x plus 2, while all numbers greater than or equal to 2 will use 2x plus 1 to substitute. If x is equal to 0, 0 is less than 2, so use the first equation to substitute. If x is equal to 2, 2 is equal to 2, so use the second equation to substitute.
Piecewise functions in real life. Our everyday lives can be full of functions. For a cellular billing plan, 1,500 pesos per month buys 400 minutes or less. Additional costs 7 pesos per minute. First, we need to create a function rule. One function rule that is less than or equal to 400 minutes and another that is greater than 400 minutes. To create the first function rule, we should analyze the problem and see that 400 minutes or less costs 1,500 pesos. Thus, any minute lesser than or equal to 400 minutes, the bill is automatically 1,500 pesos. The second function rule we need to create is if the minutes used is more than 400 minutes. If 1,500 pesos buys 400 minutes, we need to subtract the total minutes to 400 and multiply the difference to 7 pesos.